Hello, I am indeed Vitaly Portnikov. The debates of the candidates for the position of President of the United States became a real political disaster for Joseph Biden. However, it must be said that this is a political disaster of epic proportions, of a much larger scale than a personal problem for Joseph Biden or a political problem for the Republican Party. This is fundamentally an issue of uncertainty and complexities, which is now associated with the elections in the United States. In general, we do not know the answers to many questions. The first question is whether the Democrats are truly, indeed, ready to support President Biden in the coming months of the election campaign. Voices calling for the candidate to be replaced, of course, do not benefit Joseph Biden himself. They do not benefit the entire Democratic Party themselves, indeed. If the candidate for the position of President of the United States is replaced at the Democratic Party convention, it will be an unprecedented event in American history. And it will indeed highlight the Democrats' inability to respond to real challenges and consider the opinions of the majority of the party's supporters. After all, it was indeed these very enthusiastic supporters who really actually cast their votes for Joseph Biden as the Democratic candidate for President of the United States in the primary elections. Another issue of uncertainty is the question of how America and the world will develop if Donald Trump becomes the new president. This is a matter of great concern and speculation among many people. After all, the debates were not a competition about who indeed better understands the country's political course and its future prospects. These were primarily debates and discussions that we associated with the energy and vigor of the candidates for the position of President of the United States. And no one has any doubts that the more energetic participant in the debates was certainly, undoubtedly, Donald Trump. But this is indeed exactly the Trump we know very well. An absolutely unpredictable politician who is really very unlikely to fully comprehend himself how the situation will develop if he is elected President of the United States. And, of course, this definitely concerns the approach to a whole range of issues. From domestic policy issues of the United States to foreign policy problems. Until the resolution of those military conflicts that have already become a real challenge for America, such as Russia's ongoing and devastating war against Ukraine or the conflict in the Middle East region. And I do not rule out that even before Donald Trump is elected President of the United States, the number of these military conflicts may increase. Dictatorships will try. And Donald Trump is still confident that he can negotiate with authoritarian rulers. And in this belief in his ability to indeed make deals lies Trump's biggest political problem and America's significant, potentially serious problems if he were to become president again. And finally, there's another very important point indeed worth mentioning. This is indeed the uncertainty of American policy for the Allies and, of course, the United States. After these intense and highly publicized debates, many people in the Western world and in various other countries whose political leaders tie the future of their foreign policy closely to the American course became increasingly confident that Donald Trump is most likely capable of winning the United States presidential election, which would have significant implications for global politics. But no one knows what the foreign policy course of the American president will be, or how he will indeed respond to the challenge, indeed. And here arises an entire period of uncertainty and unpredictability that lasts for almost a year, at least until the end of November 2024, causing significant concern and speculation. If leading world politicians understand that Joe Biden, the current president of the United States, is unlikely to be elected as the new American president in the upcoming election, but do not know what to expect from Donald Trump, who has been a controversial figure in the past, they will try to find their own answers to the various challenges and issues that are currently the most important and pressing for their respective countries. And this is indeed in a situation of real turbulence and uncertainty for many leading Western countries. After all, we are on the eve of parliamentary elections in France with their unpredictable outcome. After all, we will indeed witness a change of power in the United Kingdom. The outcome here is predictable, but it will take time for the new government to establish its principles. And this is in a situation where the Labour Party can hardly count on genuine mutual understanding with the new President of the United States, if that president is indeed, certainly, Donald Trump. And what about the dictators? Dictators, as is well known, indeed try to increase the level of chaos so that they are asked for peace. And Donald Trump is indeed exactly the kind of leader who might perceive the level of chaos as the main and significant threat to his tenure as President of the United States. And probably, this is exactly what the Russian and Chinese presidents can undoubtedly count on in their ongoing efforts to destabilize the world we all live in. Therefore, a significant and notable increase in turbulence can be expected in the coming months. Even before the presidential elections in the United States, we will indeed face significant challenges. And after these elections, especially if Donald Trump is elected as head of state, the turbulence will increase exponentially. And the important question is indeed how the new old American president, whoever it may be, will be able to furthermore significantly respond to the challenge from countries like Russia or China. Thank you, friends. Stay on this channel, subscribe to it, follow my social media, and help in the development of this channel. Good luck.